What does gaslighting actually mean? You never pretended. You know what gaslighting means. You're doing it all the time to me. Remember when your mom told you that you have a short memory and always making things up? I'm starting to get worried about you. I believe the term originated, or was made popular, from the 1938 play, Gaslight, which was later made into the 1944 film, Gaslight, where a husband slowly manipulates his wife into believing she's insane in order to distract her from his criminal activities. Oh come on, you know what it means. It is a form of manipulation that a person, abuser, will lie and manipulate you into thinking you are crazy. This article explains it quite well. https www.verywellmind.com/ism1 gaslighting you 4147470. What gaslighting is not: lying, disagreeing, interpreting things differently, misremembering things. Gaslighting isn't a real word. You made it up. Stop making things up. People are gonna think you're mentally ill. Someone manipulating you into thinking that events unfolded differently than how they actually have. Basically, trying to confuse you into believing their telling of what occurred comes from a play where a husband regularly accuses his wife of stealing. Even though she isn't, he is actually planting items on her, in her room, in her usual hiding spots that he has fabricated, to use as evidence against her claims that she isn't a thief. It happens so often, she begins to question her sanity because she cannot recollect taking the items. But her husband is so convincing with his assertions. It turns out, he's the thief, and every time he goes out to rummage for jewels, the gas-fueled lights dim a little, because he's turning on the lights next door. She asks her husband if he ever notices the lights dimming, and he tells her that they haven't, to divert suspicion and make her even more unsure of reality. Come on, you definitely know what gaslighting is. We've been over this. Here is a real answer op. The term originates in the systematic psychological manipulation of a victim by her husband in the 1938 stage play Gaslight and the film adaptations released in 1940 and 1944. In the story, a husband attempts to convince his wife and others that she is insane by manipulating small elements of their environment and insisting that she is mistaken, remembering things incorrectly, or delusional when she points out these changes. The play's title alludes to the dimming of the gas lights in the house while the husband was using the gas lights in the sealed-off attic to search for jewels belonging to a woman whom he had murdered. The wife complains about the dimming lights to her husband, but he insists that she merely imagined it. I don't think it really happened. It's made up. You know what it means. A lot of good examples. An easy way to remember. Gaslighting is more than just lying. People often misuse gaslighting when a person is simply lying to them. Gaslighting is not just lying, but attacking a person's confidence and convincing them that they are very mistaken. Remember, I told you that I was going out tonight. Why are you so forgetful about these things? I always tell you when I am going out. Manipulation and making others thinks they're crazy when you're the crazy one. It's a rhetorical technique where you manipulate, or attempt to manipulate, someone into doubting their own sanity or ability to think clearly, usually as a way of dodging the obligation to deal with what you know full well is a perfectly rational thought they expressed, that just so happens to be inconvenient to your worldview. The old, "have you taken your meds?" response to people who express legitimate criticism of your views is a classic example, even if it's one of the more unsophisticated forms of gaslighting. This is actually something that comes up between my wife and I often. She has ADHD and autism, so her reality and recollections of reality aren't often accurate. But anytime I try to correct the record, I'm told I'm gaslighting her. The difference between fact-checking and gaslighting is malicious intent. Gaslighters deceive you for their own personal gain. I think you mean gaslamping? Gaslighting isn't a thing, it's always been gaslamping. Look what you made me do. If you want to get an understanding of the root source for the term, watch the film Gaslight with Ingrid Bergman. It's fantastic and it will illustrate why the term is used today. Also, it's got a baby Angela Lansbury being a snooty, flirty maid in her first film role. Question. If a person says I am gaslighting him while I don't, does it mean that he is gaslighting me of gaslighting him? WTF are the people in the comments saying? Gaslighting has never meant that ever. Stop lying.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.